I'm rounding up a bunch of just like oddly random but extremely genius and useful life hacks that you're gonna wish that you know. Let's do this. We have a lot of hacks to go through, and I'm going through them in no particular order because I'm feeling just off the rails today. Did you know that your cheese grater is like the perfect thing to destem your herbs? This like literally blew my mind because I've tried actual destemmers and this works better than ones that are designed for it. It just literally pulls off all the leaves and you're left with just this, I don't know, this is brilliant. If you ever fight with parchment paper, which I do probably like every other day, I recently learned a hack that literally changed my life. And the woman was like, if you're struggling to get your parchment paper to sit inside of the container, as I am here, she said, it's because your parchment paper is parched. It's parched paper. And I was like, I don't know if this is real, but basically she's like, get it wet. And I was like, this seems wrong. It's not wrong. If you get your parchment paper wet, you can now like fit it inside of any casserole dish or any. This literally has changed my life. I've used it multiple times. It has not affected the baking of my item at all. And I will now always unparch my parchment paper when I'm cooking. Okay, next hack. If you have white dishes that look like this, I always just thought these were like actual scratches like into my white dish, but it's not. It's actually just the color of the silverware that has transferred onto the white. And you can get it off using the pink stuff, which the pink stuff, let's all just be real. The pink stuff is a miracle product. I use it on everything. Never thought to use it here. You literally can just pink stuff away all of the marks that are on your white dishes. This honestly, like I knew it was gonna work the first time I did it, and it still somehow blew my mind that the scratches went away. Anyways, pink stuff will take it off. Look at how beautiful these are. Now I'm gonna go spend an hour doing all of my dishes. You don't have to spend a lot of money for magic erasers. I know they're really expensive. You can literally just make your own. You can buy this bulk thing of like melamine sponges on Amazon. I think I got like a bajillion of them for $10, something like that. And then all you wanna do is create a spray bottle. You're gonna add warm water, add a tablespoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of borax. And then this will be the perfect solution to make your own magic erasers. So you can actually use this. I have like a lot of scuffs on my walls thanks to kids. So I have a lot of options to show you how this works. Basically you can take your solution and spray it directly onto the scuff, but I find it's better to just like spray it directly onto your sponge. And there you go. You have a magic eraser that cost you like a fraction of what a real magic eraser cost, and it works just as good. Maybe better, I'm not sure. Okay, now I have a hack for cleaning around the bottom of your toilet, which, ew, why does it get so gross? Especially when you have children that are learning to use the bathroom. It's just gross. Shaving cream. I saw this hack from, is it Angela Jean Cleaning? I will link her down below. But I was watching a video one time and she talked about using shaving cream at the base of your toilet. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. And it actually works really good. You spray it on, let it sit for like, I don't know, 45 minutes if you want, 10 minutes, an hour. There's no rules here. And then you just wipe it all away. And not only does it get the base really clean, but it makes your bathroom smell really, really nice. And so while I was at it, I was like, you know what? Shaving cream in the toilet, which also works really, really well too. And I'm not just like making this up. Shaving cream actually has emulsifiers and cleaning agents that are very similar to ones that are found in household cleaners. So this is like legitimate, but I sprayed it all inside of my toilet and then just used it to like scrub away. And let me tell you, my toilet was really shiny. And again, everything smelled really, really nice. Okay, we're back in the kitchen. I told you, we're just gonna be all over the place. I have a child that loves grapes and eats so many of them. And I saw this hack for getting all of your grapes off of the stem. You just put it between a dish towel and you roll it back and forth. I did this vine. I rolled it for like, I don't know, 30 seconds or so, and then it took off most of the grapes. You'll see that some of them are left still like on the vine, but then I just removed all of the grapes that had come off, and I gave the remaining vine one more little like shake in the dish towel, and they basically all came off. This is so much quicker and better than pulling them off on one by one. Another food I love to eat but hate to prep is squash, until I learned a few tricks to make it easier. One, peel your squashes with a vegetable peeler. I learned this trick a couple of years ago, and I don't know why I wasn't doing this my entire life, because this is the way to take the peel off of a squash. I mean, obviously, why didn't I think of this? I was always like trying to manually peel it, which is insanity. And then two, when it's time to cut a squash, don't just cut it like you're gonna cut anything. You're gonna add your knife to the top, apply a little bit of pressure, and then just rock it back and forth. And this squash is gonna cut so much easier. So you can see I did down the center, and I'm going to do the two stems. And again, I'm just going to a little pressure on the knife and then just rock back and forth. easiest way to cut a squash. Okay, everyone loves a good rotisserie chicken. Nobody likes taking all of the meat off of it because you always feel like you don't get it all off. I always hate this chore at the end of the day when we've had rotisserie chicken. If you take your entire chicken and you put it inside of a Ziploc bag and then you just smush it around, which honestly doing it feels a little gross. Now that I've filmed it and I'm like watching it, it looks a little gross, but it works. You're just massaging it and all of the meat will literally fall off of the bone for you. So you're not trying to like cut around the perfect little bones and around the cartilage or whatever. It literally just slides off and then you can just pull the bones out, throw them back into the bag. And now you've got all perfectly separated chicken right inside your little Ziploc bag for whatever you want to do with it. Usually I save some for like tomorrow's lunch and then I will roll the rest up and I'll label it and I stick this bad boy in the fridge for when I need some quick soup or enchiladas. All right, kitchen to laundry room, why not? I'm going to teach you how to fold a fitted sheet. You thought you couldn't, but you can.
You start with your fitted sheet inside out. And then what you're going to do is look for 2 corners. And I don't think it necessarily matters if you're doing a short side or a long side, but for the sake of this tutorial, I chose long sides. Essentially what you're looking for is the seam of the corner, and then you want to take your little fingers and make a little pinchy, little pincher fingers, like a lobster or just a human being with 2 pinching fingers. You want to take your hand and you want to pinch at the final corner of each one. Pinch at the corner. So now you're holding one corner in your right hand, you're holding one corner in your left hand. You are then going to bring the right corner over to the left corner using your left hand. You're going to pinch, so you're now holding both corners, and you're going to fold the right corner over the left corner. To check that everything is done right, you should be holding 2 corners in your hand and the 2 seams should be lined up along the top together. What's most important with this method of folding fitted sheets is that the 2 corners and the seams are now together. Things are going to look kind of like a jumbled mess at the bottom. You're probably going to start sweating right about this time. If you're like me, you're like, I'm not doing this right. You are. Just stick with me, okay? Things are still messy. Work your way down to the bottom of the sheet area a little bit, and you're just going to take anything that's still inside out and make it right side out. Is it right side out? Whatever. Then you're going to pass what's in your left hand over to your right hand. It's just easier to work this way. You are going to go down to the bottom of the sheet and you're going to look for the 2 other corners. And you'll actually find the 2 corners have probably kind of found each other, so they're probably kind of nested and close to one another. But again, the point is your pincher finger is going to be grabbing both corners and you're going to be lifting it up. So now you're going to have 2 corners in your right hand with the seams on top of each other. You're gonna have 2 corners pinched in your left hand with the seams on top of them. And then again, you are going to bring your right hand over to your left hand. Now with your left hand, you're going to pinch all 4 corners and fold over the top. Again, we can check that we've got this right because now you'll have all 4 corners pinched in your left hand. All 4 seams should be sort of essentially stacked on top of one another. And it's time to move down to the ground. You're essentially going to take what you have and sort of lay it flat. And this is the second time in this folding method that you probably are quite sure that you are doing things wrong. Just stick with it, okay? It's gonna come together. At this point, kind of don't worry too much about where the fitted edge is. We're gonna move over to the opposite corner and you're gonna be able to make this into sort of more of a right triangle. So don't worry too much about the bunched end and sort of focus on the other edge, getting a nice 90-degree angle, if you will, out of your sheet. And then just sort of place the rest of the sheet as you go to create as much of a rectangle as you can. So we're gonna start from the edge that has the most like bunching. We're gonna fold the whole thing into thirds the long way, the hot dog way. And then you're going to fold it over one more time, press it nice again to get it as flat as you can. Then you're going to start from the end that has the most like excess fabric, again where those corners are, where that excess bunching is. You're going to fold over once and then you're going to fold over again. And there you go, guys. You have successfully folded a fitted sheet.
And since we're talking about sheets, I'm going to teach you how I learned how to fold all of my sheets actually into one little bundle, which makes them so much easier for storing. So once you have your fitted sheet folded, which you now know how to do, thanks to my very helpful tutorial. You are going to then fold the 2 pillowcases with it, and then you're going to take the top sheet to bundle it all together. So you're gonna, fold the top sheet as one does, like hot dog way and then hamburger way. And then once you've got it folded twice, you are then going to fold it the long way about 3 times. So you've sort of created like a long band. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the bundle that you've created of the fitted sheet and the pillowcases, you're going to place that in the center of this strip, and then you're just going to fold the entire thing up. And now you've created a nice little perfectly bundled, I want to say bundle of joy. It's not right, but a little bit. There is a little bit of joy involved in this process. And now you can easily store all of your sheets together. You know exactly where all of the pieces are. When you need to pull out your sheets, you're like, I know exactly where the fitted and the top and the pillowcases are. All right, and since we're talking about folding, I got to share with you one of my favorite folding hacks that I've shared a lot, and that has to do with bath towels and beach towels. Folding them like this is not the way to go because they're going to fall apart. They're going to get messy. You're going to reach for one and the one underneath is going to fall. You want a spa fold your towels, especially beach towels, because it makes it so easy to throw them into tote bags, into your kids' swim bags or whatever. So let me teach you how to spa fold. It looks nice, doesn't it? It's fancy. It's really easy. So start by just throwing you can place it. You don't have to throw it. Put it on the ground and you're going to fold one corner over and then fold down from the top. And then you're going to flip the whole thing over. And then you essentially just roll up from the not diagonal end. You want to roll it as tight as possible, but you don't have to be super crazy about it. And once you get to the very end, you essentially are just going to take the little flap of that diagonal end and tuck it in. Now you have a perfect little bundled towel that is going to store easier and it's going to travel easier inside of bags. If you've ever struggled to get stickers off of something, like the price tag stickers, why do they make these with glue that just doesn't come off? I'm not really sure. There's a lot of ways to do it, but I have found the best way is heat. Blow it with your blow dryer on a high heat for, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. It doesn't really matter until you feel like it starts to pull back. You'll know. And then it comes right off. If there's any sticky residue, you can now use nail polish, but really it's going to get off 95% of it. Okay, next hack, totally random, but ladies, if you're not checking the men's section for jeans, I don't know why they have been keeping this a secret from us. First of all, the sizing for men's jeans is so much easier. It's just numbers, and the numbers are literally just inches of waist and inseam. And the men's jeans actually fit really great. Last year, I actually bought a bunch of men's jeans from Walmart to try this hack out. And why do these look like jeans that I spent just recently $60 on? These are $12 jeans from Walmart, you guys. $12. And I'm sorry, but you can't pretend the butt on this jean wasn't made for a woman. I don't know why they're gatekeeping the men's jeans. Why are they making men's jeans for women and then selling them for $12? It's honestly a scam, and we're going to end it now with this life hack. If you have any grout that's gotten sort of yucky and yellow, there's these things called grout pens, and you literally can just paint them white again. And that's really all I have to say about this life hack. I love how easy this. Look it's white now. That was so easy. If you do cooking in the kitchen, which is where I hope you're doing I'm not sure where else you'd be doing your cooking, but if you like to use your tablet, 2 little command hooks on your counter will hold up your tablet or even your phone for you so that you can look at your recipes. And if you are more of a cookbook kind of person, grab one of the hangers that people use for pants and then just hang this onto a command hook or even onto the handle of a cupboard, and it'll hold up your cookbook on the page you want it. If you have a garbage bin where the bag is constantly falling into the bin, which we all know is so irritating, 2 command hooks upside down on either side, and then you can use the handles to just clip them in to the command hooks, and this will prevent your trash bag from falling inside of the bin. You guys, why is putting a bracelet on yourself so hard? I'm not really sure, but you can really fix this super easily with just a piece of tape. Just tape it in place, and then you can hook on your bracelet, and you're good to go. If you ever have a Tupperware that's gotten stained with red sauce, which is all of us, because who doesn't love good red sauce as a leftover? It's one of the best leftovers there is. A little dish soap with a paper towel and some warm water. Put it into the Tupperware, shake it up real good, and then you're going to pour the water out. You can see literally here all of the color came out into the water, and now you have a nice, clean, clear Tupperware. Okay, the next hack is for your shower. If you have a glass shower, you know that the glass tends to get foggy over time and get water spots over time. And a really easy hack here is actually just to treat it with Rain-X. Rain-X is usually used on people's windshields to help the water bead up, but if you can get the water to bead up on your glass showers, then it's going to prevent some of that fogginess and some of those hard water stains. So just treat it according to the directions, and then you can see the water will bead so much better. Okay, this is super random, but I learned this about a Scrub Daddy. I don't know how I didn't know this, but it's designed very specifically. The smile is not just, it's cute, but it does multiple things. One, it's perfectly designed to go inside of bowls and cups. Two, the mouth is the perfect size for spoons. And then the little eyeballs is the perfect size for like grabbing knives and other cooking utensils. It's cute, but also designed purposefully. When I learned to use my O-Cedar mop to clean my cupboards, it changed my life. How many times have I said that in this video? But this video is a compilation of all of these cool hacks I've learned that have changed my life, so there you go. You use your O-Cedar mop, which is one of those like wrings out all of the water really well. And then you can just wipe down all of your cupboards. It's so much easier than doing it by hand. It's extremely satisfying. And it allows you to get up to like the high spots really, really easily. I do this like once a month now. So satisfying. And very effective. I don't even remember when I learned this hack, but I find myself using it all of the time, and it's how to close up cardboard boxes. Even though they have the little tabs tabs like never stay closed for you. So the trick is you're going to fold in 3 of the corners, and then you're going to push in from the short edges, like push them, I don't really know how to describe it, you can see in the video here. And then the long piece that you haven't folded in yet will now just tuck in to the piece that you created, and your box will stay closed. I pretty much use this on all of our cereals because it's just easier.
Okay, so this hack is for Band-Aids, and it's how to get Band-Aids off without them hurting, which I feel like is an especially good hack to have if you have children. So I have a Band-Aid here, and I am going to put it onto my arm, like where you have those fine little arm hairs, because everybody knows that's the worst place to take a Band-Aid off. I'm already regretting this a little, because like what if it doesn't work? It will, I know it will work. I've done this before. Okay, you want some Vaseline or some petroleum jelly. We're gonna just put that onto the Band-Aid. The best thing to do is just kind of let it sit for 10 minutes or so. Okay, so it's been like 15 minutes or so. And so now we'll just be able to peel this Band-Aid right off. It stuck a little bit, as you could see, but it didn't stick to any of my hair. It didn't hurt for it to come off at all. So this is a great hack if you don't wanna have to take a Band-Aid off a place with hair, or you have kids that are funny about Band-Aids.
As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to yourself and others, and I will see you all in my next video.